So a couple days ago, I made a video talking about pedophilia on YouTube, and the reception of it and the support was so overwhelming, and I really appreciate that. And I saw in the comments a fair amount of people opening up to their negative sexual encounters when they were young and other stuff like that, and that massive respect to you for opening up about stuff like that. And what you've done is you've started a dialogue, because that video has helped people come and discuss things and confess other things, and it does get a dialogue running, which was one of the intentions of that video. And I really appreciate any of you that had the confidence to speak up and not just type some unfunny meme in the comments. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I do understand my channel, 90% of the time it's joking or making fun, but I did say at the start of that video with the disclaimer that it would be a serious theme video, and to the people that respect that, I respect you in return. So pleasantries on the side, I wanted to make a follow-up video to talk about what's happened with the situation, the aftershock of that video, and I also want to address some criticisms as well. So firstly, the effect of that video. Pretty much every single video I found and I referenced has been taken down from YouTube. I can't find the videos, and when I go on my browser history to find them, they've usually been taken down for sexually explicit content. So that video did have a positive effect, because these videos I saw of children acting in a sexually explicit manner have now been removed, which is great. This is exactly what I wanted and exactly what the community needs. So thank you again so much for that. There has been some videos uploaded criticizing my video, and I would love to address these. YouTube is an open site. Everyone is free to criticize each other. So I'm going to be looking at some of these criticisms and addressing them. Now, the first video I found was a guy just saying how the video had no positive effect at all, and all it's resulted in is people witch hunting small children online. And he went on to say my subscribers are full of shit, which is, you know, insulting is not a good way to start an argument. I do have to say that. Now, obviously, a video as weakly structured as that, not giving many points and insulting people, it's going to have a harsh reception, and it did. The dislike ratio was about 70%, something like that. But the weird thing is, which I noticed, the comments on the video, they were all positive. Every single comment was praising this guy, saying how I'm a liar, I'm a hypocrite, I've contradicted myself, and praising him as this amazing godlike content creator. I could not find a single comment calling this guy out or trying to refute his argument. A close friend of mine, Zaptai, commented on the video, leaving a very good comment criticizing his video as a whole. Interesting that you have nearly 70% dislikes and yet all of your comments are positive. The main argument against the points you've made is that the videos are monetized, which was discussed in a clip Pyro featured. You have to give your full legal name, fill out tax information, and give your social security number in order to monetize videos. That leaves two possibilities. Either these 12-year-olds who own the channels know how to do this process and have lied about their ages in legal forms, which is highly unlikely, or their parents have helped them set up and completely failed to monitor the channels of these children. Parents are far from perfect, so option 2 is possible, but not very likely, is it? Hope to see this comment when I come back in an hour, criticizing people for hive mind actions while your censoring, countering opinions makes no sense. And guess what? Within about 2 to 3 minutes, Zaptai's comment was removed from the channel. So what I find quite contradictory is someone who criticizes someone, yet they themselves are not allowed to be criticized. You're saying someone is lying, but then you're shielding yourself and you're not allowed to be spoken ill of. That isn't how criticism works. I'm not going to name this guy because he's unlisted his video. So clearly there is some regret in his actions. So there's no point naming him where possible hate could be sent to his channel. Another thing I'd like to address is the YouTube titles themselves. Webcam video from. Now, YouTube used to have this feature where you could record with a webcam and directly upload it to YouTube. Hence the name webcam video from. One thing I've noticed, some people making response videos to me, they've put words in my mouth that I said every video called webcam video from is part of a pedo ring. At no point did I ever say that at any point. I said some of these videos show children in sexually explicit manners. Yes, and I still stand by that point. Some of these kids are bending over, some kids were rubbing up against each other, and like I said, I have gone back to check these videos and they have been taken down by YouTube, which is great. At no point did I ever say that every single video called webcam video from is sexually explicit or part of a pedo ring. And funnily enough, I did actually say last video that a lot of these videos are just kids being innocent. They're just drawing a mustache on their face. And they have no views because there's no sexually explicit thumbnail of children. So again, to reiterate, I never said that every video titled webcam video from is part of a pedo ring. Never at any point. Some of these videos are completely innocent, whether that's the thumbnail, the video itself, or the comments. There's nothing malicious about them whatsoever. Another criticism some people have thrown at me, saying that a day after the video is made, when they type in webcam video from, there's no malicious videos there. And then they go on to say how I'm lying and I was over-sensationalizing the topic. You do realize that after I made the video, a lot, and I mean a lot of these videos were taken down for sexually explicit content. Within those 24 hours, the search results did change a lot. And if you notice as well, the majority of these webcam video from were actually uploaded in the past day or two. They're usually troll videos of like bass distortion or a meme or something. The search results did change quite a bit, so it's really unfair for you to say that I'm lying while looking at the search results after the video was uploaded. It's totally different now. One thing that seems to be repeated a lot is people saying that the videos in question aren't sexual at all, it's just kids being kids. And I do understand that it is kids just being kids to an extent, but I wouldn't have made that video if it was just kids being kids. If it was kids playing in the park, acting totally normal, and then a bunch of people making horrible comments, I wouldn't have made that video. I would have took those comments and thought they were people baiting or trolling and just left it at that. But, like I said earlier, a lot of these videos do have a sexually explicit nature to them. And again, to repeat myself, these videos in question have been taken down by YouTube. One thing I will address is how some of these videos that are still up, they have a child in a sexually explicit manner, but the content itself is pretty much harmless, let alone from some of the really degrading comments. But that isn't the case for every single one of these videos. A lot of them I've seen have been sexually explicit and they have been taken advantage of with these throwaway accounts. Now, to the people that think that there's nothing wrong with these videos, one glaring problem that I actually forgot to address in the previous video, the majority of these children are underage, and YouTube does not allow accounts that are under the age of 13, which qualifies for probably the majority of these kids. So to a lot of people that think that there is no paedophile ring, that these videos are all just uploaded by children and there's no one's re-uploading these videos and it's all just innocent, these kids shouldn't have a channel anyway if you really believe that, because the majority of them are under the age of 13. Now, you could argue maybe they made a shared account or maybe the parent is managing the account, but if the parent was managing the account, you really think they'd moderate the comments better? I've seen some of the comments on these 2-plus-year-old videos, and some of the sexually explicit stuff was from 2 years ago, so it's not like the parents moderated the account and then stopped. There was no moderation in the first place. Now, I get relating to Zaptai's comment earlier, parents aren't perfect, but you think they'd make some extent to actually try to rule out these horrible, degrading comments that people are making about these kids. Now, one thing I have to address, which is very important, a lot of people have been saying that all these videos, they're 2 years or older, you know, they've all moved on, they're gone, it's not a problem anymore, you're bringing up old stuff. But what a lot of people don't understand is, a lot of these videos are actually incredibly recent. Some of them don't even have the name webcam video from. Videos like these of children are still being uploaded onto YouTube. I have found or been sent videos of children that are pretty much nude. They're walking on the beach with their parents. They're not wearing any kind of bra or anything. And again, the comments, they're fucking terrible. And they're not people just trolling or, you know, trying to bait people. Some of these are genuine. I've went on their account and they've made comments on multiple videos with a throwaway account. An account that has no uploads or no videos. Now, you could see this in an optimistic way and say, oh, they're all just baiting. They're all just trolling. I think that's a bit of an overgeneralization, to be honest. You can't just assume that every single person that makes a sexual comment to a child is trolling. You make no progress that way. There's definitely a mix between people trolling and people being genuine, and they're disgusting for doing so. I mean, both of them are disgusting, hear me out. Just because you're trolling doesn't absolve you from it. The point I'm trying to make is, there are people out there that are sexually commenting about children or exploiting children, and they are using YouTube as a source for that. One video in particular I watched criticised me for talking about how these videos are monetized with the children in it. In particular, the ones that were 2 or more years older, saying how it took years for them to get those views and to get those thousands of dollars. But at no point did I ever give a time frame on how long it took to generate that revenue. They still got thousands of dollars. I never said in what space of time it took them to get that money. One video I watched, someone I think referenced me. I couldn't really tell whether I was being referenced or other people, but I think that was the point, to keep it purposely vague. They said something along the lines of, a police investigation must be launched, and people who sit at their computers telling people to do something while doing nothing themselves is hypocritical. Now, if that was referenced at me, which I hope it wasn't, you do realise that by making that video, starting a dialogue, and getting a lot of these videos taken down was actually quite a good effect, and something was done. I'm not exactly going to call up the police and say, oh, hey police, there's a video in Russian of a child that's naked and people are commenting sexually explicit stuff. Yeah, what's that? You can't do anything because it's in Russia? Oh, that's a shame. I'm pretty sure if I contact my local police and then tell them there's comments online of people saying stuff to children, and then it was based out of country, not in the UK, there's very little they could do. Honestly, I wouldn't believe much progress would be made. So the problem is on YouTube, so I decided to take it to YouTube and get it known and get it spread throughout so people were more aware. I think awareness is the best way to solve stuff like this. And again, by these videos being taken down, I think progress has been made. That's pretty much all I've got to say. Thank you again so much for the support. This hopefully will be the final video on this situation. You've all been amazing. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and thank you all for helping solve this problem on YouTube. Okay, just a quick thing here, guys. I was just about to upload this video. I just got in and I found out that YouTube, they've actually responded to this situation. I was linked this tweet of Aromatic linking some of the videos in question, saying that they're quite perverse. Is there anything YouTube could do about it? And on Twitter, they actually responded. Aromatic, we're looking into this. Please flag any similar content to alert the policy team directly. Here's how. And then they gave a shortened link on how to fill out, community guideline strikes. So this is great. The fact that YouTube were actually stepping up and looking into stuff for once is, it's so good to hear, because the amount of times creators and watchers have had to take things into their own hands, but now YouTube is aware of this and they're stepping up on it. So, I criticize YouTube a lot. I give them a lot of shit, but nice one, YouTube. You're actually stepping up your game. It's really good to see that YouTube is responding.